You 12:46 now for your Tuesday afternoon. Alexander Martin is a black and trans artist and performer working here out of Peoria, and her practice includes a whole host of things: visual art, performance, drag, advocacy, the list goes on really. And on top of that, she's had her work exhibited across multiple different states. And here to talk about today is the Peoria Guild of Black Artists and their ongoing exhibit at a local gallery. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, I want to talk a little bit about you. You were a founding member of the Guild. How did that all come about, and how did you get involved?
So in the summer of 2020, there were a lot of protests happening and a lot of conversation about equity in the arts and in general, equity in general. But a group of artists in town, we were meeting and we were like, we should strike while the iron's hot. It's time to create space for ourselves and advocate for our community and for making black creatives and voices a priority within the arts.
Absolutely.
A space where we've been historically omitted. And so a group of friends started gathering and we started having soft meetings, just sort of commiserating, sharing stories in space. And then we grew. Now we're a full nonprofit. We've been doing community engagement, outreach and education, collaborations. We're currently doing a large collaboration with Ameren, Illinois.
Oh, okay.
It's been going on for a few years. That sort of culminated in a lot of murals around town.
I was just going to ask, what does that usually consist of? I mean, with a big, I'm sure, I don't want to say commission since you're a nonprofit, but maybe a task as large as that from a company as big as they are.
Yeah, a lot of just sort of working with these folks to bring arts to the public and make spaces for black creatives and make paid opportunities. So showing organizations that want to work with black creatives, like, here's a bunch of artists you can work with, make sure you pay them their worth. And sharing resources like that.
Absolutely. What have you guys been doing just in terms of promotion? I mean, obviously you've been, around for a couple of years now, but I'm sure you've been looking for different ways to get involved. Are there any ways that maybe residents would be able to recognize the work of the artists from the Guild?
Yeah, if you go to our website, it's PeoriaGOBA.com, or if you follow us on Instagram at Peoria Guild of Black Artists, or on Facebook, all of our links are there. We have a list of our members and their websites. We have a list of our upcoming projects and a newsletter. We also, if anybody wants to attend our meetings, they are open to the public. It's the third Thursday of every month at Studios on Sheridan. We have a studio space and an office space there.
Oh, perfect. All right, and I want to make sure we talk about, too, for those who are curious about the work of these artists, we've got an exhibit going on at the gallery, at the HEUSER Gallery, correct?
Yes.
I want to make sure I pronounced that correctly.
At Bradley University.
Yeah, that's right.
Showing the work of myself, Morgan Mullen, Brenda Gentry, and Alexa Carey. And it's a new work by us. We've been collaborating with Bradley since last year now, putting on an exhibition a year, and they wanted to show some specific artists this year where some of our themes are overlapping.
Now, talking about themes, we have an example behind us here. Just tell us a little bit about maybe the content of the pieces that'll be in the exhibition.
Yeah, so a lot of the work is dealing with connections to youth and sort of, we call connections to youth and daydreaming.
Okay.
A lot of cultural things from where we were growing up and pop cultural references, nerd culture, just a lot of things that influenced us, but then channeling that through an adult lens and using that to talk about community and history and personal narratives, making that accessible to folks.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so here's the thing. If you are interested in any of those concepts, which I know many people are, you can get the admission here. This is information at the screen here. It's running through the 6th of October, so it's already been going on. Maybe you've already stopped by, but if you have, stop by again. There's actually going to be a reception coming up on the 25th as well. That'll go from 6 to 7. And then, of course, you got the hours up on your screen, but Alexander, definitely a lot to check out here.
Yes.
Definitely some very interesting themes here, and of course, great reasons to check out the Guild, as I'm sure you guys are looking to spread and expand.
Yes.
No doubt. Well, thanks for being here today.
Thank
really
you so
appreciate
much for
your time.
having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, we'll be right back in just a few minutes with more.